TIFU by washing my boyfriend's pillow. Due to a huge renovation and remodeling of my workplace, I'm off work for a few weeks. I live together with my boyfriend of 6 years and we've planned a vacation in the upcoming week, so I figured I might as well do an apartment deep clean while he's at work before we leave for our 2-week-long vacation. I'm doing a different room each day and today's task was the bedroom. My boyfriend has a pillow he likes to either lay on or hug while he's asleep. It's like a decor pillow for sofas but softer with a dark red pillowcase. He has had it since he was 3 years old. It was the decor of his grandpa's living room and he stole it because he liked the feel of it. His grandpa said he can keep it. He has since passed away and it reminds my boyfriend of him. I put the bedding in the washing machine and figured his cuddle pillow could use a wash. It smelled not like a pillow should smell, and I don't know when he washed it for the last time. I kept it in the pillowcase and put it in between our bedding so it doesn't get pushed around too hard. I wanted to get rid of the smell and have it fresh. So I open our washing machine back up and pull out his pillow. The case is still perfectly intact but the actual pillow feels weird, so I open the case. Just balls of cotton and some pieces of fabric. The entire pillow fell apart inside the pillowcase. It was too fragile even for the soft wash setting. It was over 23 years old and didn't survive a soft wash. My boyfriend is coming back from work at noon today. I will have to admit it. I called my mom in panic and she said to buy a similar sized pillow. Take out a bit of stuffing and put it back in the pillowcase. And just say you washed it. But I don't feel comfortable lying to his face. I'm nervous. TLDR. I destroyed my boyfriend's favorite pillow by washing it. Tell him the truth. Don't try to replace it. If there are any bits of the red fabric left over, maybe the two of you can make something from it. The exact same thing happened to my curtains. We thought it could use a wash, and when taken out, threads were hanging out and there's fluff. The stuff that's sewn together to make the curtain. It's been about 3 years since we hung the curtains, but I was not expecting that to happen. But about telling him, when someone is really attached to something, they'll know the difference. Always. I'd say, tell him. I think you're overthinking this. The case is still intact. Restuff it with him. Maybe reminisce about his grandpa while you do it. The memories of him aren't physically stored in the pillow after all. Lots of people continue fixing up and tinkering with old things that were left to them either because they need it. Things get old. Case in point. Or just as an excuse to spend time thinking of them. Make it a restore project, and even if he's sad now, he'll likely be happier with the end result later. I don't think his grandpa would want him cuddling with something that's fallen apart anyways. Would his grandpa have let it just fall apart if he was still here? Or would he have taken it back and restaffed it for him? The idea is that things don't need to stay old and decrepit to remind us of the person they belong to. Edit. Maybe think of it this way. If he had left him an old car, would he want it to sit in the garage and gather rust and fall apart? Or would he want your boyfriend to work on it over time? Keep it pristine. Maybe take the family out for joyrides and make new memories with it? Take care of the object and treat it like you're caring for that person's memory. You don't want it to fall apart and crumble. You want it to last a lifetime. Don't do anything to the pillow anymore. And don't restuff it. Just leave it as it is now and wait until he gets home to tell him. Let him decide what to do with it. I don't know why people are telling you to restuff it or replace it. It's terrible advice. The damage is done. Just own up to it. Don't make it worse. Let him decide. Welcome to my 3-step system for screwing up. Step 1. Admit you made a mistake. To your partner. Yes. This means telling instead of hiding the problem. Step 2. Try to make it right. Ask him if he would be comfortable with your mom's idea replacing the pillow and keeping the pillowcase. If yes, great. If not, try to brainstorm some other ideas. Step 3. Apologize. Step 2/3 are interchangeable and sometimes happen at the same time. You destroyed his childhood pillow. Well, there's only one thing you can do. You need a new name, social, and passport. I know a guy. He can help you flee the country. You're a Kashmir goat farmer from Kyrgyzstan and your name is Gertrude. Gertrude M. Tarkhauser. Good luck, Gertie. Do you mind if I call you Gertie? I know only your close friends call you Gertie, but I feel like we have a rapport. Anyway, good luck, Gertie. My guy will contact you. Maybe once things cool off you can send your ex a nice cashmere pillow? Bury the hatchet and all. Least you could do. The red part isn't damaged and it's what he liked the most. The pillow inside was just a pillow. Don't sweat it. He will be sad but he will be okay. Things like this happen. I see no reason to not just straightforward tell him. He'll understand. Just tell him you're sorry and try to compensate for it. Maybe you could find something similar to replace it. Honesty above all. Switching the pillow silently and hoping he wouldn't notice is a bad idea. Fuck-ups happen to everyone, but what really defines us is how we deal with them after. You should be honest with your boyfriend. You didn't mean for this to happen. You just screwed up. As someone that imparts extreme sentimental value to things myself, tell him the truth. I've done something similar. My husband had a fancy drinking glass from his dad who passed a couple years ago. My husband didn't use it often and I saw it in the dirty dishwasher once. It was a bit overcrowded, so I thought I'd be nice and hand wash it for him. Thinking the glass might get chipped clanging into other things in the dishwasher. While I was washing it, it slipped from my hand into the sink and shattered. I'd had good intentions, but definitely messed up. Tell him the truth. He can decide if he wants a new pillow in the case. If he wants to see if it can be like restuffed or something. Or see if something new can be made out of it. There are seriously talented people out there who make memory stuffed animals, pillows, etc. out of clothing or other fabrics and can add fabric if there's not enough but still feature the original. I'm sure there are other ideas out there too. He should get to choose what happens next. So don't take that away from him by trying to hide it. You put a whole pillow in the washing machine, inside its case? Very strange way to wash a pillow. I came looking for an update and the account got suspended. You shouldn't have washed it without his permission. Damage is already done. Don't restuff it or try to replace it. Let him decide. Tell him the truth. And honestly, I like the idea of buying another pillow and replacing the stuffing. It won't be the same, but it can still invoke those memories, plus some new ones. Can you take a plain pillowcase and take all the stuffing from the ruined one and create a new pillow? You stuff the plain pillowcase with the innards from the old pillow. Cut the plain case so it can be sewed to create a new pillow. Then you can still use the red pillowcase on the repaired pillow. But tell the boyfriend and offer this fix for the situation. The pillowcase was his grandfather's. No? If he liked the feel of it, part of that feeling was the pillowcase. Just tell him what happened and go out together to buy a new pillow to go in the pillowcase. There is a reason the pillow fell apart in the washing machine, and that reason is that the materials it was made with had degraded. Pillows are only supposed to be kept for a few years. Your boyfriend has kept this one for more than 20. And decorative pillows are not made to be used the same way as standard pillows for sleeping. This was an honest mistake. It was in no way malicious. Being upfront with your boyfriend is key. And make it into a fun outing to find the perfect replacement. In 23 years, we've developed much comfier materials to make pillows out of. You might try to fix it by just going to the craft store and getting some fiber fill. I too have a pillow like that. Its name is Plow, 'cause I couldn't say pillow. Anyways, when I had my own son, he took Plow for himself and I was very devastated to try to sleep without Plow, but I couldn't take it from my baby. So I allowed him to hold onto it and he's had taken such great care. Any tears over the years? I've sewn up. So Plow has stitches. After my son took Plow, I seem to have found a new pillow that was the same size and fabric type but not shaped. So that's been my Plow now. It's been 20 years and my son has Plow and I have Plow. Kept the name. I put it under all of my other pillows in the morning to hide him. I'm telling you this because I completely relate to your BF. I think you need to tell him and be very remorseful and make a day for lunch and to go get the fill. And some thread. Try your best to see it up on the seams and ask him to hold it and feel it till it's filled right. The feeling won't be the same because the fill is new, but over some time it will feel that way a bit again. Hopefully he can mourn the accident. My first Plow, which my son took over, did have far more incidents when he was a toddler, and at one point I had to take a pillowcase and line the inside of the pillow with it to help hold it all together. I retained the original fabric outside for me to feel while I or he went to sleep. It helped the threads not be so fragile. My newer Plow may need reconstructive surgery at some point soon too. That's why I protect him. Your consideration will go a long way. Update? Not as bad as when my wife washed my underwear with the fiberglass drapes. Yes, non-flammable fiberglass drapes were a thing in the 70s. It was in July.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.